Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another session for our part stock management training. Just for as an introduction, this is just for your knowledge and to get a better understanding of the business that we are big part of. Each and every one of you are very, very important part of this business. And the more you understand how the business runs and how things work in the background, why do the things that we do are the way that we are doing it, like we need to understand the logic that the genius minds of this company have created a system. Do they why did they came up with that system, and why do we need to follow them? Why it is in the benefit of the company and yourself? Because if it's beneficial for the company, it's beneficial for each and every one of you. And in the end, we have our one common goal, which is the maximum profitability of the company and to bring as much profit to this company as possible. Because the more the company is in profit, the more everyone is happy, and it ends well for the for every each and every person. I'm gonna go with the contents one more time. I already went through this in the introductory video, but I'm gonna just go through a fast go through once again for just like the product life cycle, handling nursery lines and declining demand, availability, stock investment, and risk of obsolescence, economic practices, buying costs versus the holding costs. What are buying costs? What are holding costs? We will go in explanation for each and every one of them one by one, so you get a better understanding. See, it sounds pretty simple to everyone that our spare part business starts with the customer. The customer comes, you order the parts, the part is available, deliver the part is not available, you order the part, you receive the part, you deliver to customer, you invoice it, goods issue done, khalas. But actually, it's in the background, it's much complicated than it sounds. Like, why don't we just bring all the stock, all the spare parts for all the cars and just store it with us? Why not? I mean, any customer can come anytime. Why don't we do that? So to understand why don't we do that and how do we forecast for the future parts so it doesn't happen that the customer comes and we don't have any spare parts. So this is the complete science of and study of this to understand how we forecast the spare parts, how do we order the spare parts, how do we reorder, how do we plan to reorder the spare parts, how do we come up with the quantity that should be ordered as a safety stock, what is safety stock. So we're going to go through inshallah each and every term of that. Uh, actually, I'm gonna try my best to post these videos from time to time, but in between, I'm gonna give you some time to go through this course, prepare your notes, and if you there might be some exercises that I would ask you to do just so I can understand that you guys are grasping the idea. I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as possible so any person can understand and get the knowledge, get the idea that how things are working, how the great minds are thinking in the background, and why do we need to keep doing this. Economic order quantities, the cost and the movement of the parts. I'm going to use the word parts because it's our product is parts. We are in the parts business as spare parts. Our main business is spare parts. So of course, all our this study and everything is going to revolve around spare parts. Forecast demand, recording lost sales. This is one more topic that we're gonna go through inshallah. Lead time. What is lead time? What is review time? What is safety factor? What should be our order frequency and what should be the quantity that we order? This is the most important and the heart of this whole training. The whole purpose of this training is to get this idea. How do we make forecast? What is the role of lead time and review time during this forecast? What is the safety factor that we need to keep in mind? What is the frequency and what is the quantity of order, the spare part that we need to order? How do we come up with the quantity? How do we come up with the frequency that we need to order the spare parts? And then we're going to go through general principles of for setting the parameters, different parameters, yani We're going to go through like a system, that how do we set a system, or we set rules and regulations that we need to follow this one, we need to go through this one, so everything goes properly and in a good manner. So let's start. The science of stock control. The science of stock control is very important subject. The principle of this science have been understood and practiced for a long time. Nowadays, computer undertakes majority of the work on our behalf. But even before computers, this science was practiced, limited by sheer effort involved in calculations. So what I'm trying to say here is the forecasting methods, the science of stock control, the science of reordering, forecasting, keeping safety stock. This science, this study has been there for ages, is not a new thing. It might be a new thing for me and you, it might be a new thing for some of our employees, but that's not a new thing. Forecasting is there for, it's not for just for the spare parts, for anything, for any project, any big project, there is a forecasting. Whenever any project is approved, whenever you go to someone and you bring your project and you say, present your idea, you need to come up with this thing. You need to come up with a definite, like an approximate timeline that you need to show. It's kind of a forecast. You present your idea and you tell, this is how much time it's gonna take. This is how much effort it's gonna take. This is how many people it's gonna take, or this is this much, that much it's gonna take. So we'll start at this point. We'll end at this point, and this is my whole idea. With this kind of manpower, with this kind of equipment, we will be able to finish this one. So any project, whenever you present to your management or anything, you come up with the complete data, you come up with a forecast, and you come up with what is required. This is my project. What is the requirement of the project? If we imply, what is the results that we are going to get, what is the timeline that we are going to get. So you need to analyze your project, you need to analyze the details of your project, so you present to your management. And it's just an example. So same way, same thing we need to do for the spare parts. When we plan to order and we plan to stock our spare parts, we need to come up with this. We need to be able to make this calculation to keep the safety stock, because see, we are the parts business, and we are in business as long as the parts are available. So availability of the parts is the main thing for us, the most important thing for us. Whether it comes to our customer satisfaction, whether it comes to our market competitors, our competitors cannot win us unless we don't have the spare parts and the customer goes to them. So the main thing that we need to focus on is the availability of the parts. Now we cannot keep all the spare parts for all the cars. So then comes the movement. We study the movement of the spare parts. What is the movement of the part? So inshallah, we will go in all the details slowly, slowly, one by one, because I don't want to put so much thing in one video. So you have so much to process. I need you guys to slowly, slowly grasp the idea, understand the system in the back, and get the idea. Let's move on to the next thing. The points to focus on this during this training. The points to focus during this training is the first and the most important: what parts to stock. Which are the spare parts that we need to order? Which are the spare parts that we should be stocking? We shouldn't be stocking each and every spare part. There should be a logic behind that. Why we are stocking the parts that we are stocking? How much quantity to stock? We need to have a number of quantity, and we need to like calculate this quantity. This quantity is as a safe factor. It won't come obsolete. Obsolete is like the spare part has finished its life cycle. There is no sale for that part. There is no movement. There is no demand for that part. So for every spare part, we will discuss the life cycle of a product. And in that, we will understand that for every spare part, there is a maturity level. First of all, there is a beginning level. It's called like a nursery level. Then comes the maturity level. Nursery level is the beginning part. Maturity level is the, the time period during which the part is high in demand. For that, we need to have high stocks. Availability should be always there, and we need to focus more on the availability during that period. But then comes the decline. And the decline time is when we need to consider to the to reduce the stock as per our demand. And if that time passes, the life cycle of the spare part is done, finished, then it's gonna stay in our stock, and we're gonna have to write it off. So our biggest, um, what we're gonna try to understand here is we should be avoiding this step before the decline comes. We need to be able to sell everything, and we need to focus on the movement of the spare part. When to reorder? It doesn't matter. It's not important that you order the part once it's finished. Once you're calculating the frequency rate of selling, once you're calculating the demand of your spare part, then you will be able to forecast the demand for the next 3 months or 6 months, and you order it accordingly. So this is what we're gonna go through, inshallah. And how much to order, how much parts to order as per its movement, as per its demand, as per its cost, as per the delivery cost, as per the stocking cost. We're going to go through all these factors, and we're going to understand what is the science behind that. What are the factors that we need to keep in mind? Like it's for us, it feels like let the order the part, keep it in the warehouse. It's okay to be part the part at least available in the warehouse. It's gonna be sold. Someone's gonna come at some time, and it's gonna. But that's actually not that simple. As long as the spare part is in your warehouse, it's costing you, and we're gonna understand the logic behind that. The more the value of your warehouse goes high, the more your branch goes under profit. The profit you make, it goes under because your branch value is going higher and higher. So inshallah, we will try to cover that also. The last point we're going to discuss is how frequently to order. Order quantity is one thing, which part to order is one thing. Then what should be our frequency? How how much time period, how much the gap should be between the two orders? We ordered one, we cannot order 10 pieces every day. How it's gonna cost you? Why it is bad for you? It's just simple. Make 10 items DHL. Okay, why do we need to order 100 pieces at one time? It's gonna take a month to come here. Why don't we do one thing? Why don't we order 10 pieces every day? And okay, it's a daily procedure, but we keep selling it, and we're not storing so much parts in the warehouse. Why not? It's bad. Why it is bad? We'll go in the details. Why we are ordering the parts as a stock order, why we are ordering the parts as an emergency, and why we are ordering the parts as DHL. What are the costs behind that? What are the things that are happening in the background which are affecting the profit of our branch? So you need to understand this one as a part of this organization. You're a part of a very big organization, and you need to understand what's happening in the background, what little things, what little factors affect this company. And inshallah, as if during this, as when you end this training, I'm sure most of you, and inshallah all of you, will have a better understanding how this stock works, how the spare part works, and I hope you will learn a lot from this training. So this is session two. This is also kind of an introduction. I'm sure you guys got some idea which what this training is going to be all about. I don't want to go much because tomorrow, not tomorrow, maybe in the next session, we're going to go through the life cycle of the product, the forecast calculation through these topics. But I'm going to stop it here just for you guys to prepare notes. Just write down whatever I'm telling you. Of course, at the end of the session, I'm going to share uh, this the presentation that I have made. And during this presentation, we will have question and answers. And we will try to make a log of those question and answers and share it with each and every one of you, of course. So if there is any question in your mind and it's already been asked, so you can go through that answer of that question and you will get it answered. So that's it for me for our second session. I hope to see you guys in next one. Until then, take care. I'll see you next time.